brothers and sisters. In the present moment, the ego doesn't exist. In the conversation in your head, it would like you to think that it was there for everything that just happened, but it really wasn't. In the moment, there is no ego. It comes in a second later and said, I saw that. Yeah, I heard that. But really, it wasn't present at all. And that's why the present moment is so important. Where you are, moment to moment, is the only thing that really matters. There are times when you feel like you've gone way off the path. You were driving along, and the next thing you know, you're off the road, and then you're in a gully, and then you're in the woods, then you're down someplace where you can't even be retrieved. And you have this thought, I am really in trouble now. I don't think I can't even be towed out of here. But then something interesting happens. You wake up and you realize that everything from the time you went off the road was just a dream. That actually your car is fine, you're fine, there's nothing wrong. You happen to be parked at the side of the road. And when this realization hits you, you just put on your blinker and get back on the highway. No harm, no foul, no damage, no jungle, no irretrievable mess, no crash, nothing. That was just a dream. And when you awaken from the dream, you realize you're fine. And that happens again and again and again. In the present moment, you are fine. There's nothing wrong, and there never has been. One of the most powerful tools in the toolbox of ego's illusions is something called the tyranny of being right. Everybody wants to be right because they don't want to be wrong, because being wrong is associated with guilt and shame, and they like to get rid of the guilt and shame. And one way to do that is to be right. And if you take that to its extreme, one way of doing that is to be perfect. Perfect is really the enemy of the good. The ego's version of perfect is ruthless, brutal, unforgiving. You are a perfect whatever you are at any particular moment. That's what perfection is. The uniqueness of you, your place on the path, is perfect. Your sorrows, your pain, your guilt, your shame, that you recognize them as unreal, that's perfect. Your body not meeting your expectations, that's perfect. Because this helps you wake up. It brings you home. It's what you want. And on this path, it's very easy to become spiritually in pursuit of perfection in the ego's version. You have to be right. You have to do it right. You have to get it right. You have to be a way that never gives you any peace. And that's how you know that you're really off. There won't be any peace in the pursuit of that type of perfection. You have to get that you're perfect exactly where you are. You wouldn't want it to be any different. Even your struggles, even the recognition of the tyranny of being right, that's perfect. There's a fear that if you give yourself a break, it's almost like permission to be spiritually lazy. Well, that's perfect too. Let yourself be spiritually lazy for a while, see where that gets you. It's okay. You're going to come back to love because that's who you really are, but maybe not until you have a better experience of what being disconnected from that love in the illusion feels like. That's okay. You can't blow this. You can't make a mistake. Everything in its right time. I love you just the way you are, just where you are on your path. And that never changes. Release the tyranny of being right and being the ego's version of perfect. It doesn't exist. Forgive yourself for not living up to your own expectations. You are perfect in the eyes of God, and you've always been, and you've never left that perfection. Let yourself be comfortable with that. I love you, and I'll speak with you again soon.